Welcome to the mock contest results. It's going to go from worst to best. Hopefully this doesn't offend anyone. I'm going to be talking about everything I said I would. So I'm going to make my way down 7 to 1. And the winner will get his own video like I promised. But I'm not going to spoil who that winner is quite yet. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So one of the first entries that I got was from my friend Charles from Dare to Entertain. They normally do gaming videos, but they decided to do an update video to get people in the loop because of Matt not being able to upload the video. And he's done the remains of Ultron after it gets exploded in episode 4. And I gotta say, I do like the color palette for this. I like how they're scattered. I like the black background that he's gotten. I think that's all great. Would have been nice if we got the Death Star actually exploding the planet, I think. Yeah, just some missed opportunities here and there. Bit of a troll, I'm not sure. But we'll move on to the next mock. So the next mock I have here is done by Shadow Corpse, coming in at 6. He's done a Scarif mock, and I do like the way he's used the bushes in this, as well as the sand green pieces and the layout. And I also enjoy that explosion there. Some of the things that I don't like is the out of place rocks. I don't know if they fit very well. I think they would have been better substituted for more sand detail. And we got some good mocks to go. Thank you, Shadow Corps, for entering this mock. Let's get on to the next one. So next in, coming in at 5, is Cody Master with his Battle of Kashyyyk mock. I really do like the layout that he's got going on here and how the turbo tank's rolling in. I do like that little river there. I think the big problem with me was just the lack of the detail. I think it's a great start. I think if he expanded upon it more, it would have been a great, mock. Just going in with the grass detail, going in with that a bit more heavily. You might not have as much grass pieces, and if you wanted to do something bigger scale, I think limiting the grass fields would have been a smarter idea. Having more condensed grass, I think that would have worked in his favor, as well as maybe substituting those light green bushes that he's got going on. Maybe make it blend a bit better. The sand detailing, how he's got the river going through, I think that's quite nice. But the way he's got the dark tan to symbol the wet water, it's too flat for me. It just seems to be a bit even with everything else and a bit under detailed in terms of that reason. I do like the trees and little bushes he's got around it though. I think that's great. Some of the explosions are pretty cool. In terms of the base, I really like the roof design that he's got on the right hand side there. The ground bending. I think that's a really good technique. I think the ground around it is what also let it down, because the mountain underneath was spot on. I think that was great. I think the detailing on the roof could have been a bit better in terms of if he was going to go for that mossy grass look. The dark green leaves and a bit more coverage would have looked nice. So you can see on the inside that it's all tiled by these 1x1 cylinder smooth pieces, and he's just gone through the whole entire thing detailing it like that. And I think it can work for some mocks. I don't know what it is about this one, but I'm not feeling it. I don't think it fits very well. I think it's a little bit out of place. Apart from all those reasons, if you fix up on those, as well as like the command screens, maybe make those with the space. I'll show it on screen. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but I'll show it on screen now. If you swap out those, I think that'd look better. Just keep going. I started off at 1.2 being like this, and I slowly progressed to get better and better. I'm sure you will too. And keep building. Thank you so much for the entry. Let's get to the next mock. Alright, at number 4, I have the LEGO Star Wars Battle of Kashyyyk mock by Brick Brothers Productions. This is where the results starting to get a bit tough, and I had to take an extra day to decide who would win. That's what I've been doing. Pretty on the wire. This one got cut a bit short. It's the biggest mock out of the contest, but like I said, it's focused on detail, and I really like the mountains that he's got going on here. Like the grass and the mountains and the moss and the vegetation. I think that's great. The little pillars going up to the tree, I think they're a fantastic design. I think you could have used more of them though. With the tree itself, the narrowty to the top, I don't even know if that's a word, but it gets a bit narrow towards the top. You get to that little thing, you know, that thing that you see in Revenge of the Sith. Here, look, bang. That thing there, I feel like if you made the tree come out instead of in, it would have had a better look to it. Also with the sand, I know this is mass scale, so you probably couldn't have done it as much as you wanted. Just more detailing, make it look less bland. I think that would have worked in your favor as well. The water's fantastic, I really like that. Great use of technique there. And when you get into the vegetation part, I think you've done that very well. Overall, a pretty good mock, and you've done well to get 4 because these other mocks are pretty detailed and I do like the designs of them. And thanks for entering Brick Brothers Productions. I appreciate it. Time to get on to the next mock. Coming in at number 3, LEGO Star Wars Clone Base on Teth by Izavagoba. I've probably butchered that, I'm so sorry. But to get into your mock, I love the color palette that you're using here. I think they work hand in hand with each other and represent Teth in a very good way. I like the custom Jedi you got there. Very minor, but very nice to see. The rock work you've used is very spot on. I like the technique. I think it's fantastic. I think it looks good. The way you've used a mixture and some different colours in there to give it some variety to make it look more like Teth. I think that works. And the detailing on the ground is fantastic. I love how you've got the transparent blue windows blending in. They're just great. The vegetation on the roof is what I was talking about before with that previous mock by Cody Master. This is what he needed to do, and you executed it perfectly. And I just really like the way you've got it hand in hand. Now you've ended up third only because of the interior. I think that could have been improved upon. You also probably wanted structure. You also probably wanted sturdiness, so I can understand. But overall, I think this is a fantastic mock. You just missed out by the interior, and that's what person who's come in next has got up on you. And thank you for entering your mock. I'm sorry for butchering your name again. Congratulations on third, and I'll get to second. In second place is Lego Star Wars mock on Scarif by Commander CG47. I just love the terrain that he's got going on and how he hasn't used base plates to make the mock either. I think the trees are very well detailed. The way he's used the sand again, just having those different spots of dark tan. I think it gives a nice variety, but it doesn't take away too much that it is sand and be consistent. I like the way he's used the detail to make it look less bland, like I was talking about before. This is what those other mocks needed, that Commander CG47 is executed nicely here. I think the grasses were appropriate, and the base itself, the layout and design, I love the look of it. The way it's all smooth and sleek, I really like that. And he's also got the different techniques for the grills at the front. I also like the turrets on top of the roof. I think they're well appropriate, and the antenna probably used some work. Yeah, that's the only problem with the outside of the mock. What got him this spot over the Teth mock, even though I preferred the Teth mock on the outside. What got you second place over the Teth mock was the interior of your base. It was done very nicely. It wasn't too much, and it was just the right amount. I think the wall design could have been improved upon, but I think you did the best with what you could work with and the size that you were going for without making it look too compact on the inside, and I think you've done a great job there. I like the way you've smoothed it out as well, and that's what got you the second place spot. Overall, fantastic mock, and just missed out on first place, unfortunately. Without further ado, let's get on to the winner. So the person taking the spot at number 1 is First Order Lego. I think he's done a great job at representing the Battlefront mock on Scarif here and the mayhem of it. If you've ever played the Scarif mode in Star Wars Battlefront, you can understand how hectic this is towards the end. This is probably, if not as many, or if not, there'd be more of how many players there are on the field at the moment at this U-Wing trying to get the plans on. I've personally gone through this, and it's a lot of fun, but I'm not here to talk about the game. I'm here to talk about the mock, and my goodness, I think the way he's represented the mock is just fantastic. He does replica shots before he gets into the actual mock. I think that was well. The only things that I have itsy-bitsy minor complaints about is probably the explosion on the ground. Maybe a bit of black would have been nice instead of just dark tan. Minor nitpick. I think the color palette is the best you could do with what Lego had. The water technique's been the same throughout, but it just works so well. I think it's my personal favorite and just works really nicely. I like the way you've integrated the U-Wing. I think that fits in nicely. The detailing that you have for the sand and the dark sand, I mean the wet sand, not dark, my bad. It's just, you've used it really nicely, all sorts of different techniques to give it that effect that's more sand-like and less blocky, even though it kind of does look a bit blocky. But I think you've just done an outstanding job here. There's nothing for me else to nitpick on apart from maybe the lime green tree leaves in the trees, but that's just personal taste for me. I think it works well on the mock you've got here. Congratulations on coming first place. Video will be dedicated to you in the future. We'll be working on that throughout the week. Going more in depth with your mock. That's why I've only briefly discussed it now. You've already been put on my channel on the side where I suggest other YouTubers, so don't worry about that. Congratulations again. Thank you to everyone that entered. Big thanks to all of you. I might throw one later on in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video.
This is amazing. This mock took me ages. I am certain I'm going to win. But Leon is kind of a prick. So if I don't win, and he gives it to some other poser, you know it's because of him.